Hey everyone, Difference Maker here, and welcome to episode 4 of Fixing Bad Teachable Perks. This episode, we're going to be talking about The Shape, aka Michael Myers. We're finally going to be talking about the grandfather of Halloween himself, Michael. Now, before we get started, I'm going to ask all of you to please hit the subscribe button and click on the silver bell for notifications of my next video. And starting today, I will try to upload a new video every Friday from this point on. So with all that out of the way, let's get started. Alright guys, so the first perk we're going to talk about is Save the Best for Last. And what this perk does is each basic attack that is not dealt to the obsession, you'll gain a token, up to 8 tokens. And each token will decrease the cooldown on successful attacks by 5%, up to 8 tokens. Now, I'm going to be honest, this is the first time in the series where this perk doesn't need any changes. Yes, for the first time ever in the series, we found a great perk. This is honestly one of the best teachable perks in the game because not only does it reward you for not tunneling, it gives you one of the best buffs in all of Dead by Daylight, decreasing your cooldown after successful attacks. So officially, for the first time, this is the first perk in the series that doesn't need any changes. So Save the Best for Last, you're getting no changes whatsoever. So with that out of the way, let's just move on to the next perk, since this perk is already good. Alright guys, so the next perk is Play with Your Food. And what this perk does is every time you chase your obsession and leave, you get a token up to a maximum of 3. And what this does is this increases your movement speed by 3, 4, 5%. But you will lose a token every time you use a basic or special attack. Now, this perk is pretty interesting because it's actually not that bad actually, but it's also not too good either because back in the day, this perk was actually one of the most strongest perks in Dead by Daylight. It was broken when it came out, but then it sadly got nerfed to what it is today, and it's not a bad perk because it's very good on killers like Leatherface, but if you use it on any other killer, it's an alright perk, but it could use a little change to make it better. So it's not a bad perk, but here's my proposed change to Play with Your Food. Guys, so my proposed change to Play with Your Food is I'm basically keeping it the same like the original, but I'm increasing the movement speed to 4, 5, 6% for each token you have. So 3 tokens, you will get 6, 12, 18% movement speed added on. But if you perform a basic or special attack successfully, you will lose a token. Now, what this change help does is I increased its speed by 1% by each tier, so it'll kinda go back to its original version, but not really. But then I made it so that if you hit someone successfully with your basic attack or special attack, that includes chainsaws, ambush, shred, hatchets, or hitting someone with a bottle or vomit, then you will lose a token if you hit them with a special attack. So I made that balance so that if you miss someone, you won't lose your tokens. So this would greatly improve the perk. It would actually help make it a lot more viable in high rank play. So that's pretty much my basic buff to Play with Your Food. Just I increased the speed and I made it only lose tokens if you successfully hit them. So let's move on to the final perk. Alright guys, so the final perk is Dying Light, and what this perk does is every time you hook a survivor that's not the obsession, you get a token, and each token will add a penalty to repair, healing, and sabotage by 2, 2.5, and 3%, but the obsession will gain a healing increase by 33%. But then if you kill the obsession, you lose the perk, it deactivates. So originally, before this perk got reworked, it was downright broken. It wasn't overpowered or anything, but it was so unhealthy for the game. Basically, people would just tunnel the obsession to death just to get the perk to activate. It was very unhealthy for the game. So they reworked it into what it is today, and it's a lot better than what it was, but it's still not a good perk. Like, it's not terrible by any means, but like, it could be so much better. It could be a lot more than what it is. So here is my final change to Dying Light and the last change to Michael Myers teachable perks. Alright guys, so my final change to Dying Light is I decreased the action speed bonus the obsession gets to 25%, and I basically kept the idea the same of hooking people that are not the obsession, but I increased it to 3, 4, 5%. So now it's a total of 5 tokens you get. So that's 25% penalty to healing, repairing, and sabotage. But I made it so that if you hook people and you get 5 tokens, the obsession will lose 3, 4, 5% of the action speed bonus. But if you hook the obsession, you lose a token. And if the obsession dies, the perk disables. So basically, it's pretty complicated, but basically I designed the whole perk to be around that you can get up to 5 tokens, and if you hook the obsession, you lose a token. So that's pretty much the basic idea of the perk, so that you get a 25% penalty to everything if you do not tunnel the obsession, which is a great idea, so that it encourages you not to tunnel, it gets rid of the action speed penalty, and it forces you to go after people and not the obsession. In my opinion, this would make the perk so much better if it was in this state. And overall, that's it. Those are all of Michael Myers' perks. And overall, his perks weren't really that bad, honestly. Honestly, Michael Myers has the most balanced set of perks right now. The reason why this video wasn't like this was because his perks aren't that bad. Save the Best for Last was his best perk out of his whole kit. His only 2 bad perks was Play with Your Food and Dying Light, but they're honestly not so bad. But Save the Best for Last, though, is so good that Michael Myers, you are going in B rank. You will be B rank this time. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, press the subscribe button, and click the silver bell for notifications of my next video. And I'll see you in the next episode of Fixing Bad Teachable Perks. Peace.